Building a community isn't just about getting people in the door. It's about making them actually want to stay. And the truth is, if you feel like you're constantly begging your audience to engage, the problem isn't them. It's the foundation you've set. So today I'm breaking down how to build a community that actually sticks without chasing likes, comments, or attention.
You have to create an ecosystem to keep them in the loop.
Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Nella in the Loop. I'm Nella. I've been working with online communities for the last couple of years, helping creators, brands, and entrepreneurs not just grow their audiences, but actually keep them through intentional community building strategies. So if you're serious about building a community or a brand, well, both, honestly, that people stick with, well, you're in the right place. So let's get to it. First, if you're exhausted trying to literally pull engagement out of your community, you're not alone. Trust and believe me. A lot of people think that the answer is more content, more resources, more. But honestly, it's just a better structure. You don't have structure, and that's okay because we're going to fix it today. All right. So pillar number one is create a first win moment. What is the first win that you want your members to get as soon as they get acclimated into the community? I don't care if that is hopping on a first call. I don't care if that's them creating their goals list. Whatever that first win looks like, create it right now, write it down. What is going to be the first win that your members get? And then put it into action. If you have members that are currently in your community and you know for a fact they haven't gotten this win, or it might have been just an oversight, create an intentional post where they can celebrate this win and be like, oh my gosh, I really did accomplish something. So that way you're starting to rebuild that foundation without having to tear the house down. So pillar number two is consistent connection points. Consistency creates culture. Okay? Say it with me. Consistency creates culture. If your audience only hears from you when you need something from them, when you have an announcement, or whatever the case may be, they're going to lose interest like that. So one thing that I like to do for my communities that I manage is we build a rhythm into experience. So what does that look like? That looks like weekly check-ins, casual conversations, and resource drops. So we don't just say, hey guys, here's the initial resources that we promised you when we told you before you joined that you were going to get these. But we give them little goodies every once in a while, just how a kid looks forward to Easter and the Tooth Fairy and Halloween for all the candies and money and everything else. Look, your audience, your community members, they look forward to those things too, just in a different format. So do resource drops. Make sure that you are making them feel like you are actually pouring into them and the information you're giving to them is valuable. It's not just noise. Predictability makes it easy for your members to stay engaged. So if I know, for example, that I'm going to get a new resource every first Monday of the month, I'm going to be excited for the next 30 days to get past because I want the next thing, right? I won't feel overwhelmed because it's predictable, but it still creates that FOMO. Pillar number three is show the journey, not just the destination. So people aren't motivated by the end goal. Yes, great. I get to build my business, and by the time I'm done with this, I will have launched a 6-figure business. Woo, yay me. Granted, their excitement is definitely going to be a lot more than that. But they want to get inspired by the steps that are along the way. I know that whatever journey we might be taking them on, the steps might get a little rough. The journey and the path might feel a little difficult at times. But if you are showing the progress that they can achieve along the way, that's going to make it so much sweeter when they get to the goal. So, for example, in one of my clients' communities, we mapped out a full member journey. So it's all about celebrating the small wins for us. When somebody launches a podcast, when somebody launches an ebook, when somebody gets their business up, gets their business model, we celebrate those small wins and we encourage them to let us know so that it can feel like it is a whole rally around them and their excitement. Completing a challenge, we celebrate it. Hitting a milestone that they've been putting off for the last 7 years, we celebrate it because we want them to keep going. And that injection of excitement from everybody around them just helps that much more. So when you showcase little moments, your community feels progress every step of the way, and they want to see what's next. They want to stay to see what's next, but not just for themselves. They end up getting excited for other people because now it's like, oh wait, they accomplished that. What can I do next? What's going to happen? It creates this camaraderie around each other, right? I mean, it's a community, duh. Pillar number 4 is built-in feedback loops, y'all. I cannot stress enough to you how important it is to have and get feedback from your community. If you're not, then you're not building your community for them. You're building it for you. And quite frankly, that's not community. That's called a dictatorship. Okay? It's not a community because now it shows that you're not interested in what they need and what they want along their journey. So healthy communities are not one-way conversations. Stay with me. Healthy communities are not one-way conversations, okay? We back our communities, our results off of the feedback, right? So we can say anytime that my community is, or a community that I manage is really focusing on something specific that they want, it creates that much more excitement for when we actually create that thing and then say, hey, y'all told us, we listened, so guess what's here? For example, I have a community where I manage a community where they sit there and they asked so much for an affiliate program. And it took a while for us to get this program up and running. I am not going to lie to you guys. It took a while. But the moment that we did, and that blast email went out saying, hey, y'all have been begging us to create this affiliate program. Well, guess what? It is finally here. And y'all don't just get 10%. You don't just get 5%. You get 30% of any sale that is made through your link. Can I tell you how fast people signed up and joined that affiliate program? Because this wasn't something they were expecting. They weren't expecting such generosity, but then also they had been asking for so long. I think that they kind of just maybe not necessarily forgot about it, but it was kind of like, okay, well, they'll get to it when they get to it. But no, we were working on that program for the longest time to make sure it was the right program for them. So they get all the different types of bonuses, and the structure is immaculate. Just because of the fact that they told us, hey, we want to share this. We're sharing this community, but we're giving you free promo. So help us out. Help a sister out, right? Help a brother out. And we did exactly that. And because we listened to the feedback, they sing your praises even more. All right. So how can you collect this feedback? If you're having weekly webinars, if you're having weekly Zooms within your community, you can actually create something as simple as a Google form and then putting it at the end of your call. So the moment that Zoom call ends, the feedback form comes up and they can input their feedback. Or you can create a poll to put in your community. Go ahead and use ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT about your community and then ask it to create quantitative, keyword quantitative, because we don't want to just ask willy-nilly questions, but ask it to create quantitative feedback questions for your community, and it will give you an entire form to have them fill out. All right. Finally, we have pillar number 5. Set the cultural tone early. Set the cultural tone early. I don't know why I'm struggling with that, you guys. Okay, y'all. So pillar number 5, set the cultural tone early. Okay, y'all, you are not a thermometer. The only time that you are using a thermometer for your community is for pillar number 4, when you're taking the feedback. Other than that, you should be a thermostat at all times, which means you are setting the tone. You're setting the temperature of where your people should meet you at. So if the tone that you're setting, if the temperature that you are setting is cold, icy, not engaging, then guess what? Your community is going to give the same thing back to you. But if you're setting a tone of hot and spicy, they'll give you that too. If you're setting something that's a little bit lukewarm, you're hot, you're cold, you're this, you're that, they're going to give you that energy too. So make sure that you are setting your cultural tone early on. How do you do this? If you haven't checked out my last video, make sure you go ahead and do so, because in that video, I tell you right out the gate, your onboarding experience sets the tone for the rest of the community. So you have to go ahead and make sure as soon as they join, the moment that they join, they are getting an instant dose of what they can expect the energy to be like in your community. If you're welcoming, consistent, and you're focused on connection, then your community will reflect that energy. But if you're standoffish, you're inconsistent, and you're focused on the not necessarily the engagement, but you're focused on the quantity of your posts and your engagement, then your community is going to reflect that too. So make sure that they stay for the culture and they feel a part of it. Okay? At the end of the day, strong communities don't just happen, you guys. They're built intentionally. And so give people clear wins, connection points, a visible journey, space to be heard, and a culture that they're proud to be a part of. And they'll stay. If you're ready to build a community that actually lasts, make sure you hit that like button. Like right now, it takes 2.5 seconds. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and new videos drop right here every single week to help you not just grow, but to keep your audience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.